Hi, it's Amy with Mama Bear Blue. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified when I have new videos uploading. So today I have two furniture flips for you. One was an end table I found at Goodwill, and the other was a curbside rescue that I found during one of my walks. It's a small side table slash plant stand. I'm going to be using some DIY paint, some JRV Decoupage paper, iron Orchid Designs stamps, and some sweet Pickins oil wax. Let's get started.
The finish on this end table was a little worn and there were several gouges and dents, so I got out my DeWalt orbital sander and used a sanding pad of about an 80 grit, followed by a 120 grit, and then again with the 220 grit. I removed the finish from the drawer, the top, and the lower level. I used DIY paint in the color Weathered Wood. It's a beautiful brown gray color. DIY paint is all natural, no VOCs. It's a clay-based chalk paint and it goes on beautifully. Sometimes I use my Water Girl mist bottle to wet down the brush or the project just to help the paint move a little bit. DIY paint is very thick and very heavily pigmented. I applied a second coat of paint and then it was time to move on to the stamping. That's my dog Callie. I used one of my all-time favorite stamps, the Iron Orchid Designs Bohemia stamp, as well as IOD black ink. And I gently stamped across the drawer as well as across the top of the project. With stamping, just gently set the stamp down and pat without shifting. You can gently lift up on a corner to see how it's going. If you need to lay it back down carefully and stamp a little more, you can. I love the way this looks against the natural wood. So this ink has had at least a day to dry, and I'm ready to apply the top coats. I chose to use Sweet Pickins top coat for the top only, and this is only because it is a flat surface that will get quite a bit of use. So I wanted to put this coat of Sweet Pickins on before we do any oil wax. I went ahead and put it on the drawer as well. I plan on using white oil wax over both of those surfaces, so I wanted them to evenly take up the white oil wax and have the same look. Okay, I'm going to apply the Sweet Pickins oil wax in white, and I chose to use just an inexpensive chip brush from Amazon. I got these in bulk. I'll be sure to put the link in the description box below if you're interested. They're nice because you can throw them away after one use because they are very cheap. I don't like to clean out the oil wax from the brushes, so this is just something I choose to do. It works very well. I put a light coat over the entire project and I let it dry for about 15 or 20 minutes. And that's Dipper, our 16-year-old Boston Terrier. And that's my grand dog Waylon. I did apply the white oil wax to the raw wood surfaces that had the Sweet Pickins top coat on it. Because it had that layer of the Sweet Pickins top coat on it, I knew it wouldn't soak in completely as it was doing on the DIY paint, as you can see here. But that was okay. I just wanted a very slight white haze on those raw wood surfaces. So after the 15 to 20 minutes, I took a soft rag and gently wiped back the white oil wax. After I'd wiped back all the oil wax, if there were still a few spots that looked like they needed a bit more of the wax, I did reapply in those areas only and let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes, wiped it off, and I was finished with the project. On to the second project. So there was some chipping finish on the top of this little stand, so I again used the orbital sander to remove that. Here I am sanding and wondering why nothing's happening, and it's because it's always a good idea to remember to put your sanding pad on your orbital sander. So I did that, and it made the job a lot easier. I decided this top was getting a piece of JRV decoupage paper, so I wanted to apply a base coat layer in a very light color. I chose beadboard and applied one coat of that to the surface and let it dry. It's always good to have a very light color behind the decoupage paper so that the entire image on the paper shows up well. I'm using the color Weathered Wood on this project as well. I chose the JRV decoupage paper called Chateau Fleury, and I'm using DIY Paints liquid patina as the decoupage medium. I cut the piece of paper to fit the top of the table. I applied a coat of the liquid patina and gently set the decoupage paper down, smoothing out as many wrinkles as I could along the way. If you're careful and there's a lot of wrinkles, you can peel back some of the paper very carefully and try to work out some of those wrinkles. I applied the patina to the top of the paper and used a ball of plastic wrap to very carefully smooth out more wrinkles. I used sandpaper to gently remove the decoupage paper that had gone over the edges, and then I was able to just repaint the edges of the project. This is after 24 hours, and you can really see how many of those wrinkles have flattened out. I applied one more coat of the liquid patina to seal it. I let that dry completely, and then I used a coat of clear wax to the entire project, followed by a coat of white wax. It's always a good idea to apply a coat of clear wax before you apply any colored waxes. This allows you to be able to wipe back and control the colored wax a little easier. I used a soft cloth to wipe back all of the white wax. The white wax set down in the brush strokes and the small wrinkles in the paper and just gave it a very soft, hazy look. And here's the finished projects. These were fun projects to complete using lots of different products. I hope it gave you some inspiration for completing your next furniture flip.
for all the products I used here today, you can visit my website, mamabearblue.com. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, give a thumbs up, and comment below. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.